All right, we are back. Browns are 2-1, baby. Most complete win we've seen in a while. Um, Feeling good on this Tuesday night. Feeling a lot better than last Tuesday night. Vibes are a little higher now. As we said at the end of last episode last week, we were feeling a lot more positive going into this game, and I thought if this team has any credibility, they'll come out and fix their issues and have a statement win, and that's exactly what they did. The Titans aren't Super Bowl contenders by any means, but being a Browns fan, you're not used to your team taking care of the teams they should take care of, and that's what legit teams do. So they did that. They flipped another stone. We all got to go to the game, so that was a fun time. Kyle, what'd you think about the win?
First off, day started off great in the Muni. Energy was high. Gotta love that. Getting in the stadium, a little worried. Like the first quarter kind of came out sluggish, and then for whatever reason, it was like a switch flipped. Defense was flying around, just hitting people the whole game, and then Watson by far his best game as a Cleveland Brown, and it was so welcome. Like we finally saw the player that we thought we were getting, and I know it's still early, but that was encouraging to see.
Yeah, Dennis, you were in the Muni lot, weren't you?
What
Or
about
I'm
you,
sorry,
Dennis?
the Dog Pound, right?
Yeah, it was in a dog pound. I was at a section like 118A. Like I was kind of under the awning, but yeah, it was. Dude, I was a high fiving people I didn't even know like the whole game. Like it was pretty
That's
lit
the
from
best.
start to finish. It was a no sweat win. Like I mean, I with the flow when it was like 3-3, like 10-3.
Yep.
It was like there's a little possibility, but like it seems like we're adjusting compared to last year. Like we'll be up and we think like we're gonna come back. They're gonna come back, but not this game. It was a fun ass game, bro. It was one of the funnest games I've ever been to.
Yeah, for sure. That was probably the biggest win we've all seen. I mean, they haven't had very many big wins like that. There's been a couple here and there, but I mean, yeah, like you said, I felt like they controlled the entire game. Like I was never worried about blowing it. Even when we started off rusty at the beginning, like I had zero concern. I was concerned that the offense might look sloppy and it'll be an ugly win, which a win is a win, but I wanted to see the improvements. And I mean, after the first few drives, they were all systems go. Yeah, Watson looked great. His footwork looked good. His pocket presence looked good. He didn't force the run. He didn't have happy feet. Credit to the line as well. I mean, I know Jed Wills got beat a couple times, but they have a solid defensive line, and I mean, they didn't. I didn't hear their name called very often, so that's
All
all you
right.
can ask for. Guys stepped up. We'll get into that a little bit more, but I mean, shout out Jerome Ford, plug and play. You got a guy who played receiver in high school, running sluggo routes for touchdowns. I'm not mad at that.
Yep.
Amari and Elijah both stepped up. Everybody stepped up. DPJ, the stat
complete
lines were nice.
complete team win, man. Like I love
100%.
Big,
it. Love it.
big Thanos. Can't say enough good things about him.
Bro, fourth round rookie.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just keep hammering him every week on this show, and that's
Yes,
fine.
sir.
The dude is just looking like a. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to say looking like a star, but he's looking like
When you
like it's not end all be all that Jack Conklin might be done.
Right. Definitely a steal of the draft.
when you have an
It's gotta be.
when you have an offensive lineman and when you don't hear his name called every week, that's a good thing. It means he's
Right.
doing his job.
Yeah, and I
Definitely.
mean, do you guys think that was one of Kevin's best wins? It wasn't the biggest game or the toughest opponent, but like I've never felt that in control of a game. The play calling was. I don't remember any off the top of my head any crazy plays where I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
It's
Maybe
just
I'm
with
thinking.
that Watson backwards pass. I mean, that's really
Yeah,
it.
and like that's
I don't think that's on Kevin. But,
no. Someone would have to ask Deshaun what he was thinking
No.
there. And I mean,
Right.
everyone makes a bonehead play here and there. Pat Mahomes has done similar shit, but
right.
the key is you do that once. The key is you don't repeat that over a game. You know.
He had to have probably 10 straight completions at one point. I don't know the
Who,
exact
Watson?
number, but he was locked in, just slinging the ball to everyone.
Yeah, he was, bro. He was dialed.
Yeah, I
locked.
mean, we had 27 receptions across 6 different players. So I mean, I'll take that.
Right.
That's nothing crazy, but he's
I
27 to 33, 289 yards, 2 tutties, 78.4 QBR, 123 rating. It's got to be his best game as a Brown.
1,000% from start to finish.
And
By
and
far.
that's still.
somebody
Go ahead, Kyle.
somebody brought this up. He had a throw. I think it was a second quarter, a 2nd and 1. He threw it to DPJ and perfect ball. Like couldn't have been any more perfect. He threw it right where only DPJ could get it. DPJ just came back and toe tapped to the sideline, and it was just beautiful. Gain of like 12 or 15. I have
Yep.
not seen a Browns quarterback make that throw, probably ever.
You're right. I don't. Maybe Derek Anderson. I don't know. But
Yeah, for like
Like the
4 games
the
there.
arm
yeah,
talent,
exactly.
the arm talent's for sure there. Like nobody can say that part of it is gone. It was just
Oh
catching
no.
back up, getting back up to speed.
There's a lot of I shouldn't say there's a lot, but there's quarterbacks who can have similar stat lines to the one he had, but there's not a lot of quarterbacks who can make the throws he was making,
Exactly.
and he made a lot of them. He was throwing a lot of shit into the bucket. And I
Yeah,
mean,
he was dialing, man. He was
this
in.
is I mean, he was 27 to 33, so a lot of this is kind of self-explanatory, but Amari Cooper 8 targets, 7 catches. DPJ 4 targets, 3 catches. Elijah Moore 9 targets, 9 catches. And Njoku 4 targets, 4 catches. They were just in sync.
They
I
were.
don't see people slowing that down. I don't see the.
And I think it's fair. I think
Yeah, we'll get into
it's
the
fair.
Ravens.
You can add another 40 yards to Watson's passing stats because that play that was blown dead, that's a
Yeah, and another
touchdown all
tutty,
day.
Right. So
100%.
yeah. So he has
Yep.
like 300.
Yep. All day. Yep.
Yeah, and I mean either stat line is fine with me. I mean I'm cool with the slow roll, you know. Like I don't even need a crazy stat line. I just want to see improvements, and he went above and beyond. And it was the Titans. It's not like he played the 49ers. We'll see how that goes, but I mean you play the competition that you're offered, and that's all you can do. I'd
Yep.
rather
I
we play
think
up than play down.
Right.
while we're on the topic of receivers, we had a question sent in from Zach Mead. He said, "What's the deal with Cedric Tillman? We haven't really seen him that much, but I think that's just a testament to like how good the wide receiver room is and how much they trust their wide receivers. Where you don't have to have your rookie finally come in and play right away. You can actually let guys sit and develop. Something we've never had the luxury of doing.
Yeah, I don't see it as a bad thing at all.
No, not at
Um.
all.
Yeah, the Browns, like if you like the Stefanski and Barry era, like they bring their guys on along slowly during the season. That's how like DPJ was. A lot of the other young
Yep.
guys, like they just bring them on slowly. They don't throw them in the wolves if they would necessarily need to. Like obviously Jones is different, but like wide receivers, like they're not going to just throw you out there and be a starter and get a lot of snaps. They're like gradually like get you up to speed. So
Yeah, right. And I mean, think of the receiving room. Amari Cooper, 9-year vet. Marquise Goodwin, 10-year vet. Elijah Moore, 3-year vet. DBJ, 4-year vet. Like, these are vets that you kind of know what you're getting with them. You don't know what you could get with Watson. Like that, they definitely haven't. We haven't seen their ceiling here, but you got guys in the room. I think Tillman was a pick. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's just business. He's the DPJ replacement. Let's be honest.
Yep.
He's gonna file into that role next year and years to come, and that's how teams stay great. You just keep building back through the draft, and that's a testament to the way this roster's constructed. That he hasn't been asked for anything yet, and yeah, like you said, DeJuan Jones, he's a guy. Jack Conklin went down. You needed him to step in, and he has, and that's again a testament to the way this roster's constructed. We're finally seeing players across different areas of the field. Like there's players in every slot that you can trust right now. Maybe other than left tackle.
Right.
I think
keep harping on that.
the biggest testament is we haven't had a first round pick in 2 years now. So these second, third, fourth round picks, if you're hitting on even say half of them, that's great. Like DeJuan Jones, I feel pretty confident saying he might be a hit. For a fourth round pick to look as good as he has already.
right,
And we've seen a lot of first round picks miss.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
We're no stranger to that.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, in conclusion with that, I mean, like we all said, I think it's a good thing, you know? I'm not worried about it. Sorry about that.
There you go.
My puppy wants in the conversation. Oh my God, here we go again.
You gotta
All
love
right,
the
let's talk-
dogs.
Let's talk about Jerome Ford. Way to step up. Way to step up. How'd you feel about him, Kyle? I think he plugged right in and play.
For your first true start of your career, I don't think you can ask for much more. He broke off that one long carry, or that was last. I'm sorry, but he did his job. He had that reception touchdown, 24 yards, and punched another one in later in the game. Sure, his yards per carry not great. Titans are a good run defense. You got Jeffrey Simmons up front, Harold Landry. The guys are there. Certain weeks you're gonna have better matchups, and certain weeks you're not. And the Titans, bad pass defense, great run defense, and that's just how it is.
Yep. That going into the game, we knew that front seven of the Titans is the best in the league and stopping the run.
Yep.
We had to adjust. We didn't become one dimensional. That's when Watson had to step up, and that's what happened. Like Ford stepped up in the pass game. All the receivers Kyle named that got targets and caught it. Like, bro, it was just a great game for Watson to get going, especially going against like a run defense like that.
Yeah, and I mean, think about what you just said. You said the same exact statement last week, but you said Watson couldn't step up. Like,
Yep.
like rhetorically, let's say he had another flop game, and like we could have lost this. So credit to him. There's going to be games like this where, I mean, this is wild. I didn't even know. I mean, we were at the game, so it's harder to track stats and stuff. But yeah, Ford had 10 carries, 18 yards, and his longest rush was 9 yards.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
he had 9 carries for 9 yards. And last week was the same thing. He had that like 70-yard break, and then other than that, he had like 10 carries, 18 yards, something crazy. So they'll have to figure that out. I mean,
But I think a lot of that is matchup based. Like the Titans up front, Jeffrey Simmons is a monster. He would start on pretty much every team in the NFL.
Exactly.
yeah, we're looking ahead. I mean, they're just gonna have to be able to rely on those front 3 guys, Teller, Batonio, and Pochich. I mean, that'll have to change. But again, you took the win. It didn't end up affecting anything. Watson stepped up. All the receivers made the plays they had to make. It's a great win. And I mean, Derrick Henry had 11 carries for 20 yards, so could have been worse, right? But
Yep.
Shout out the defense.
Yep. Defense went crazy.
yeah, I mean, let's say this again. Amari Cooper, 8 targets, 7 catches, 116 yards, and a touchdown. Let's be honest, it was really 2 touchdowns, and it was really probably 150 yards.
Yep.
Yep.
And I would have won my fantasy game if the ref didn't screw me. But, well, that's here nor there.
It's crazy because like when we're at the game, you kind of like damn, he stepped out, and then they're showing the replay, and you're like, wait, what? Like, and everybody in the crowd yelling bullshit to the ref. It was pretty sweet.
I just can't believe we got him for a receiver of his caliber for pretty much nothing. A 5th round pick.
Yep.
I'll do that all day.
Right.
And just because they didn't want to pay him, I get it. But if you have cap space and a guy like that's available, go get him.
He's worth every dollar he's making here.
Yep.
Imagine if we didn't have him.
100%.
Dude, we'll be so bad.
It'd be so ugly.
Yeah.
You have to
Like,
have that possession guy you can rely on at all times, and that's exactly what he is.
Yep.
You have
He
to
has
have
another, let's say, hypothetically, he has 1,000 yards or 1,200 yards this year and
I
goes
wanna
out
keep
next
him.
year and does the same thing. Well, not only that, but that's like borderline Hall of Fame production with the career he's had.
Yep.
across 3 different franchises.
Yeah, that's insane.
Pretty insane.
Yeah, I mean, there's a testament to being that reliable. I mean, think of all the different systems you're in, different teammates, different quarterbacks. He's literally plug and play.
Not only that, I don't know how many people know this, but last year he was basically playing with one side of his body with that core muscle injury, not even
Yep.
close to 100%.
Yeah, and I mean, he's already been banged up this year and playing through
Yeah.
injuries. It's just what he
Yep.
does. He's Nick Chubb at receiver.
Yep.
I mean, that's
no
just the new
cap.
thing I got to say. He doesn't need to talk the talk. He just goes out and he walks the walk.
Yep. I
Yep.
love it.
Route runner. Breaks people
Yep.
down.
Straight dog.
Yeah, and shout out Elijah Moore too, dude. 9 targets, 9 catches, 49 yards. People are like, I expect more yards out of him. I don't think that's the receiver we're going to need him to be here. He's going to be that slot guy. He's going to get those ugly little routes. He's going to be that, hopefully he could be that third down guy when he could be that type of guy where you have a quarterback like Watson who's rolling out, moving around, and he's going to match him. He's going to move around too. He was creating space. He was creating openings. That's all we need him to do. We don't need him to go out and get freaking 12 catches for 120 yards. He's not that
And
type of receiver.
I saw a graphic today that was floating around Twitter. You saw his average separation. I think it's like 4 yards when
Yep.
when he gets targeted. That's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, I don't have a lot of words, man. It's just he's good. He's a good receiver.
I think
Yeah, I mean, He's gonna
think
get
of
favorable matchups.
think
Yep.
of
in the slot.
last week, how many times he was open and it was the throw was just a split second off or behind him or high. He would easily have probably 50 to 75 more yards, and his stat line would look way better, and nobody would be saying anything.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
I
I
mean,
think it's coming.
I think people talking about yardage are just kind of I don't want to say misinformed, but you just got to understand 9 targets, 9 catches is not a simple normal
Nope.
occurrence.
Right. That's
I would
tough.
like to see how often that happens in a season with a receiver.
Well,
Right.
look at it this way: he's on pace just for like roughly 750 receiving yards, not even counting his rushing yards. He'll probably easily clear over 1,000 scrimmage yards if he stays healthy. Which I'll take that all day for basically free. All we did was pick swap.
Yeah, I mean, so far this year he's got 15 catches, 130 yards.
Yep.
He's averaging 5 catches a game.
Yep.
That's
That's all I
good.
need.
That's good
He's-
production right there.
Yeah, bro, he's averaging 5 catches, 45-ish yards a game. Okay,
I
I'm not
mean,
mad at
if you do the math, like it's almost 1,000 yards. Like if you keep it 45, 50, like
Yeah, and if you think of how close him and Watson were week 1 and 2, that, like Kyle said, that could be another 4 catches, 60 yards. Like they were that close 3 or 4 different times in Pittsburgh.
And I don't
They
think it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when. He's gonna break a big play. He's just too
100%.
explosive not to.
yep.
100%. And just to hit on Amari more, dude, like his post game scrum, and he's just so funny. I just love hearing him talk. I just think he's so interesting. I don't understand it. It like I said, it reminds me of Nick Chubb. He's just so chill. He's just so confident, but he's not cocky. He just believes in himself, and it's cool to see players like that. And I mean, you need veterans like that in the room that other guys can look at, and they'll go out and show it. They won't just talk about it. You know, there's so many veterans now that just run their mouth and they're not really proving it or working hard. But like we said, this dude's freaking needed surgery all year last year. Who knows if he needs surgery again? You just never
Yep.
know. He wouldn't tell anybody.
Right.
He didn't even know about it.
He's got that quiet swagger to him. And guys like that, you can't teach that. Like you're a cold-blooded assassin if you have that.
Yeah, and I mean I think when we got him coming off getting Watson, we just instantly started imagining like, dude, if these guys can stick with it and figure it out, it's gonna be insane. And that was this game. Like it wouldn't shock me to see similar, especially since Chubb's out. It wouldn't shock me to see similar stat lines weekly for Amari.
Right.
Like he's gonna
Yep.
get 7, 8, 9 catches. He's gonna get 80, 90, 100 yards. He's gonna get a touchdown here and there. He's gonna break plays. He's gonna be that guy on 3rd and 12 that's gonna get you a 13-yard comeback route up the sideline. He's just so valuable, dude. It's not even, you can't even rank it. Like
Really.
he
Honestly.
just makes plays.
And I think this week you're gonna see the passing game and him get incorporated even more because their secondary is banged up. You got Marcus Williams out with a pec injury. Then you got Marlon Humphrey, who's probably not going to play. They got injuries all over.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I legitimately feel bad for the Ravens. Like every year.
Dude, yeah,
they
literally
have
every
those
year this shit
wild-
happens.
It really
man.
is. Like I love J.K. Dobbins. Like Alec knows. I said he was
Oh.
better than Zeke at Ohio State, and we would get into an argument all the time.
Yeah,
And
he's
that
poor
dude
guy.
just 2 Achilles tears. Like you can't catch a break.
You really can't.
No, and I kind of like last week I was talking about how I've always secretly liked TJ Watt. It's not even that secretive. I can't help but love Lamar Jackson, dude. He's a fucking gamer. That dude's a stud. And
Yeah.
they're well coached. Similar things we were saying about the Titans. They're gonna give us hell. That's gonna be a great game. We'll get into that a little more later. But yeah, just looking ahead, we could see similar stat lines Sunday from everybody.
Yep.
Their pass defense is suspect. Their defense is suspect. I mean, I see Ravens fans on Twitter saying our defense sucks. You're going to go off. So, it's all out there. And, I mean, you build on that. Like, momentum is so big. You build on wins. I mean, even if you play bad, the W is all that matters. Like, that's what teams build on, the vibes, the camaraderie, you know,
Yep.
the good feelings.
While
going
we're still in receivers and just the overall topic, I think we got to see Njoku start getting involved more. He's just kind of been stagnant the first 3 games.
All right.
And I don't know how much of that is his doing because he has, 12 targets, I think? 9 targets, something like that. He's due.
Yeah, how often have we been in the red zone? I feel like we haven't had that many red zone
A
snaps too.
lot of
That's
our
where really
touchdowns have been like 40,
that's what I'm
50, 30
saying.
yards.
Yeah, Jerome Ford 20-yard
I'm not
touchdown,
complaining.
Amari
No, not
45-yard
at all.
touchdown. So I think Njoku, we just haven't really grinded it down in the end zone as much as we have in the past. Which again, that could be the way things go with Chubb out.
Right.
Yep.
We might get in the 50, 40-yard line and defenses start cracking down a little bit, and your playbook gets a little more limited, and you start being a little more selective. But I mean, it'll come. There'll be a game. There'll be a game soon where he gets 2 touchdowns. It's
Yep.
just gonna play out like that. They're gonna overcompensate on someone on the outside. Um, I saw Kinnan and people talking about it, but I didn't look too much into the stats. I've just been so busy. But the rollout, like the Titans were all over it, and that's where Njoku usually thrives.
Yep.
The play action hasn't been hitting like it used to. I think teams, the NFL just kind of it adjust. I mean, the league adjusts, and play action's gotten so
Yep. They're just gonna
so
send
killer.
that D end right to the quarterback.
Right, and now I
It's what
mean, I don't know if you guys watched the game last night. Who was even playing? I think it was the Rams game.
Rams and Bengals.
Yeah, maybe it was the other game. I'm trying to think, but I think it might have been the Bengals. They had a linebacker that was just keying, like the whole game was just keying. Let's say it was the Bengals. I might be off. It doesn't matter, but they were just keying on Mixon the whole game, and that linebacker would like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and if Mixon obviously wasn't running the ball, if he was just staying in the backfield, not running out, blitz every time. Like they were just playing spy on the running back and blitzing, no matter what. And I'm like, you're starting to see defenses do that more often, and it takes a lot of that out of it. I think
Right.
defensive coordinators starting to figure out how to play it more, especially Jim Schwartz.
I think it's like with anything. If you don't adapt, you're gonna die out pretty quick.
Right. And I mean, these running quarterbacks have been kind of getting beat up to start the season. I mean, Hurts looked a little iffy. Allen's looking good already again. Lamar's looking up and down. These Watson's looking up and down. These mobile quarterbacks, like it was a phase there for a few years, and now defenses are adjusting. It's all resetting itself,
Yep.
which I think they'll still come out on top. But this defense, man, unreal. Miles
The,
Garrett,
the numbers
90,
are just insane, bro.
95 is just he's one of one. I've
5
never seen it.
tackles, 3.5 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 5 QB hits. Monster.
I've never
He's
seen
so
a
good.
never seen a DN like that in a Browns uniform or anyone even close.
Oh no, that goes
1000%.
without said.
I don't think we ever will.
Yeah, we won't. I don't think we will ever again.
No, he's gonna be like this is gonna sound ridiculous, but you know what I mean. He's in a way he's gonna be like LeBron with the Cavs. Like you're just never gonna see a guy like that play for our team
Nope.
again.
Yep.
There's no way. I don't even think you're ever gonna see a guy like that again.
And part of that's you might have never have the luxury, and I hope we never do, is getting the number 1
True.
pick.
Yeah. That
Just got very lucky.
I mean, we were posting the PFF grades. The blocking grade of that dude was like 20.
Yeah.
I don't think he won a single rep.
Yeah,
Nope.
I don't think he did.
Even
then
when he
you
blocked, he got shoved in backwards.
And
Bad.
then you see him with a heads up play. They had 2 tight ends shadowing him, and he goes in motion like he's a receiver. Motions to the other side. Sure enough, what do
So
these
silly.
what do these tight ends do? Motion to the other side. 3, 2, 1. Play clock down to 0.
Yep.
Delay a game. You,
that
you
clip-
can't teach that.
Yep. That clip broke the internet, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know, it's just silly. We've been talking about Grant Delpit. We've been talking about Denzel Ward, Emerson. Secondaries obviously looking great, but like, dude, people wanted a trade joke over the offseason. It's like, what? I just don't. I know fans get restless and they have their issues, they have their concerns with him, but this dude is a gamer.
He's so good.
He is
And
insane.
I don't think a lot of people realize how much like you can have average linebackers and get away with it if you have good interior defensive line play. Last year we were getting blown off the ball.
4 or 5 yards off the ball.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, and I mean, like you're saying, a bad defensive line breeds bad linebackers. Sometimes
Yep.
you got good linebackers, but
Right.
if people are zone blocking and they're eating up your D tackles and they got a guard that can pull up the field or a running back that can come or a fullback can come up the gap and eat up a linebacker, like the running back's gonna already be 8 yards downfield before anyone even has a chance to touch him.
It's just like it doesn't matter how good your pass rush. or if your pass rush is bad, your secondary could be amazing and you're still going to struggle. It's the same concept for linebackers. If your interior is bad, your linebackers can't fly around and make plays like they're normally going to because their job is just to eat up blocks. And if you're not doing that, they're just going to get guys coming to the second level.
Yep.
Yeah, now it's giving them and Jim Schwartz more freedom to move guys around and shake things up a little bit, and it's giving defenses or it's giving offenses hell. Like
Yep.
the three offensive coordinators we faced so far are probably just beyond frustrated. Like there's just nothing they can do.
Right.
They're trying everything, dude. Like the Titans got 3 points because seventh string wide receiver who's been on 4 different teams made an over the head catch on the 5-yard line on our 5th cornerback.
Yep.
That's why they got points. Plays like that. I'll take
Yeah.
that. You'll take plays like that. I mean, we're in the NFL. Running backs are going to make plays. Quarterbacks are going to make plays. Receivers, I mean, Hopkins made a few insane catches over Emerson. The coverage was he was blanketed.
Yep. It
Good
was just a
players
better
are going to
catch.
make plays, right? And that's fine. But like, we shout out Joke. We got to shout out Alex Wright for tackles
Yep.
and a sack.
Yeah, just
tackle
about to
for
say
loss.
that, bro. Alex Wright, Maurice Hurst. They got
Obo.
yep.
I
Everybody.
don't
Obo
think
has-
I don't think
So-
enough people are talking about Maurice Hurst.
Dude,
That dude
he's
came out of
been-
no. He was
They're going to be
he
now.
played what? He
Right.
played 3 games in 2 years, and he is flying around every game. You see him in on a
Dude,
big
he's
play.
getting after it.
Yeah, he
So-
is.
It's funny to talk about that and you saying like no one thought about him, Kyle, because when we were making these little signings over the offseason, we were all kind of like underwhelming, like, whoa, what is this? And then in the end, we're all like, well, remember, Jim Schwartz is picking these guys. He's hand picking, hey, he's watching film. This guy does this. I like how he does this. Yeah, let's bring him in. Okay, this guy does this. I like how he does this. Bring him in. Obviously, Dalvin Tomlinson was the slam dunk move, but
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
that Mo Hurst move, I think they just waived Tristan Hill. I don't think he ever really got going, but still.
No.
Mo Hurst, they didn't need him to because Mo Hurst said, I'll do it. I'll take it over
Right.
from here.
Thank God we brought him back.
His grading was elite. I mean, we loved the Ogbo move when it happened, and he's been
Oh,
playing
yeah.
inside. He's like a freaking tornado, dude. He just never stops. Like
Dude, he's so good.
Jacked
James
up.
Darius and Miles just flying around. Like no one, they just giving people headaches.
Jack
The daily-
Duffin, aka Andrew Barry, was calling for that Opo move for months.
Right.
And we
Dude,
see
the
why.
Darius and Miles on the same side is insane. Like,
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
how do you even block that? Well, they just one on one. Like
they can't, bro. No one's been
Right.
able to.
Like I don't. It's insane, bro.
And I think, like, obviously it's so early and a lot can happen, but Miles was starting to fall back behind the Defensive Player of the Year race. 3.5 sacks and all those stats. He's certainly back in it now.
Oh yeah, he's back in for sure.
Yeah, him, TJ, and Micah Parsons just keep checking each other's box scores and
Yep.
Yep.
doing that.
Which that's what
game-in.
you need. You need guys that push you like that.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, in the end, Miles would rather win a Super Bowl than get Defensive Player of the Year. It's whatever. But like, yeah, dude, these guys they brought in. It's like It's still early, but I'm feeling confident based on what we've seen. We've not seen a hit rate like this on guys brought in on the defense ever in our lifetime. Like, let me look down this list. I mean, Anthony Walker we brought back, so I'm gonna count that because a lot of people said let him walk off that injury. He's been awesome. He's been the leader he always has. He's a locker room guy. Everyone loves him. Mo Hurst, bang.
Yep.
Juan Thornhill, bang. Zadarius Smith, bang. Ogbo, bang. Ronnie McLeod, bang. Cameron Mitchell came in and make plays. Shelby Harris making
Yep.
plays. Dalvin Tomlinson making plays. Every guy they freaking brought in.
I think the
Making
one
plays.
nobody's talking about because he's not play. He played like 50% of the snaps in all the games. Taki, that dude is
Yeah.
flying around like a
Yeah, he is,
maniac.
bro. He had a sack against Pickett against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
reliable. He's always been solid. It's
He-
just like he was put in positions where he's not gonna thrive. So he's
Right.
been,
nope.
you know what I mean?
Dude, he's a
Once
great
they finally
defender.
once they finally moved him to what he was comfortable with last year before he got hurt, he was playing really good football. It probably
was.
would earn. He might earn a long-term deal if he didn't blow out his knee.
Yeah, and I mean we haven't even seen Ika.
Nope.
Right.
Like,
He's been a healthy scrap. He's been his foot now. Like,
yeah, was he in a boot over the weekend still?
Yeah.
I think he was. Yeah.
Imagine him and Dalvin in on run stop plays. That's
Right.
a lot of belly in the middle.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, we keep hitting on the secondary too, and like I said during the game, like Denzel Ward's going for All Pro.
Yep.
He is.
Just you just gotta hope he stays healthy. I don't
Got
want to put
to.
that in the air, but
Right.
dude, he's looking different.
He
He's
is.
looking,
He
Super
100%.
different.
and like we keep saying, it all falls back to Jim Schwartz putting them in positions where they have the highest chance of succeeding.
Well, it goes back to last year. We saw them run so much zone, and it just would drive me insane. You have
Oh
Greg
yeah,
Newsome, man-to-man corner, Denzel Ward, man-to-man corner, and then you got Emerson, big physical man corner. Just let them do what they do, and don't ask questions.
Right.
yeah. I mean, Denzel through 3 games, 11 tackles, a forced fumble, 5 pass deflections.
That's elite.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Last game, 4 tackles, a tackle for loss, 2 pass deflections.
Bro,
It's a nice day at the office.
It is.
And I mean, you want to keep this guy healthy. Like you want him to make least amount of tackles as possible. And the
Yep.
guys up front, like when you have a guy like Joke flying around, you're not going to need your DBs to make it as many tackles because he's cleaning up everything that gets across the line.
Yep.
I think the one guy we've hit on it every single week so far, 22. That guy is he's different. I don't know what he did this offseason. He needs to keep doing it
I know. I wore
because
his jersey on Sunday.
he looks awesome.
Yeah, it's going to start getting to that. It's so early, but I'm already imagining the pain of having to let one of him or like Za'Darius walk because it's just going to happen.
They're gonna have to franchise tag somebody at this rate.
Right.
Obviously, there's a
Yeah.
lot of football left.
You just hope Za'Darius buys in and says like, "I'm gonna be." I
Two
mean,
ye-
yeah. And I saw Vikings fans. He doesn't have any sacks. His stats. When will people stop looking at box scores for defensive linemen? I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I don't-
you
I don't
just
even-
gotta
He's-
ignore people like that.
Look at the first play of the game against the Bengals, or second play of the game. He almost he was inches away from a strip sack, but you don't see that in a box score.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, the pressure rate coming from him and Miles is like otherworldly right now.
It's insane. He's taking all the heat off Miles.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, finally.
Yeah, you get, and I know we're playing him this weekend. You get Clowney, who he quit on his team halfway through the year last year
He did.
because things weren't going his way, and we don't have guys like that. You got everyone bought in to what you're selling.
Yeah, the chemistry is better than ever, honestly. I mean, there were some times with Baker there in the middle, but you could still tell there was a couple guys that weren't bought in. It seems
Yep.
like everybody on this team's bought in right now.
Yep. I love
I've
it.
never
bro.
felt that before. We'll get into the Ravens preview. You guys still hear me okay?
Yeah,
Sound good.
We'll get into the Ravens preview, but the one question we got, I saw a lot of people saying it, but like, I don't even know what people mean by this, but like, when are we going to start talking about Watson? I don't know what that means, but that was a massive step in the right direction.
It
And,
was.
that's all you could ask for. Take it week by week. Major props. We said when he plays bad, there'll be some criticism, but when he plays great, we'll be right there to. We said it last week. We'll be right there to praise him, and that's all we could do is praise him.
and
Right.
people
Play.
always say, "Oh, you jump around as a fan." That's football, or in just sports, life, anything in general. You ride the highs and the lows, and you can do it in real time.
Yep.
You can't say someone jumps around as a fan when every Sunday they're sitting on the couch watching every single play of the game.
Right.
Yep.
You're not jumping around as a fan, bro. Fuck out of here with
It
that.
doesn't make you a bad fan for saying a guy needs to step up or a guy needs to do this. He did, and if he goes out and builds on it, there's not going to be any arguments.
Exactly.
And that's all people have been asking for. Show up, play, and you play. You did. Obviously, he's not going to complete 81% of his passes every week, but go out and 65% completion and 250 yards and no turnovers. I'll take that all day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He balled out, bro. Like we needed it. We needed it bad.
Yep.
This is a good game to do
He
it.
needed it. He needed it
Yeah,
more than
he
anybody.
did. Yeah, he needed it. Yeah, he needed it.
And
Especially
here's another thing. I haven't seen Kevin have swagger like that with a quarterback ever. And him and Watson, you could tell they both were just feeling themselves.
that clip was nice, bro. I gotta say, I had to save it. Like it was a
Right?
dope clip.
Yeah, that's fun to see. Like I love
Yeah.
seeing shit like that. We never see that. And like Kevin probably
Nope.
pulled a hammy doing that. I don't think he's ever done that before.
Yeah, I've never seen Kevin that lit. Like
Dude,
after
he was
play
a
or-
DB in college, wasn't he? He's
Yeah, he
nice. He's
was.
got the hops. He showed him
He,
off a little
he
bit there.
hasn't he hasn't jumped like that since he was at Penn.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, no one needed it more than Watson. Just and you can say whatever people talking on social media. It's fucking stupid, but like he needed that validation. You can say whatever you want. They're grown men. This. You still need when your confidence is shaken up like that. A game like this could do. Like I said, that clip specifically of him and Kevin, could that be the point late in the season where we look back and go, right there, that's when it clicked. We needed that moment.
And I think there's another play where Arden Key he went high and took a cheap shot on Watson. That was in the second quarter, I want
Yeah,
to
he
say.
broke his neck.
I
Watson
remember
looked
that.
different. He looked different after that. It's almost like, all right, you want to play like that? I see how it
Yeah,
is.
he played pissed off.
Yeah.
But he played pissed off in a controlled manner.
And composure, yeah.
Yeah, composed. He was a composed pissed off. He was a
Yep.
positively pissed off.
Yep. He channeled it.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing what he did whatever he wanted. He literally did
Yep.
whatever he wanted on Sunday. He got in and out, made it look easy, and a lot of people across the NFL were like, "Oh, okay." The rankings are looking a little different. The talking pieces were sounding a little different. People were like, "Oh," I mean, last week it was he's not even capable of having that game anymore. We're done
Nope.
seeing that Deshaun Watson, and I'm like, chill the fuck out.
His trick is now, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, he's playing bad. I'm not gonna say he can never do that again. That's a
Right.
little
He
ridiculous.
just had a bad game. We just caught him
Like
on.
he just turned 28 years old. It's not like he's 75 years old and in a retirement home.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be in the prime of his career for the duration of his contract.
Yep.
Yep.
And then, I mean, again, it's way down the road. Doesn't even matter to talk about, but like, it's the situation he had and the type of thing. Like, he very well could be here till he's 37, 38 years old. Why would he ever leave the city that gave him a chance? You know, I don't know. Money talks, but stuff
Yep.
like that. Yeah. Biggest takeaway was Watson. I mean, if coming up on this Ravens game, if he can put together back-to-back games like that, it's gonna start getting really scary.
Yeah, bro. It's scary hours right now.
That's the thing we haven't seen yet, like
Uh-huh.
the consistency.
Yep. Need it.
And like we were saying earlier, we're in another position here with a banged up defense, a suspect defense. I mean, the Ravens let the Colts score 22 on them with a backup football team. I mean,
Game winning.
they got injuries all over the place. They got Gardner Minshew and Zach Moss.
Not only that, they got Tyler Linderbaum hurt, Ronnie Stanley's hurt. Every
Yeah, dude.
single running back they have on their roster is hurt. That's no exaggeration.
No, they're bringing they're bringing guys off the street. Shout out to those guys for stepping in. You know, shout out to players anywhere stepping up. It's cool to see. I don't
Yep.
hate on it, especially when you're beating our divisional opponents. Kyle, you have to pull up those stat. I don't know if you have those stats from Lamar's last two games here anywhere, but
Let me look.
I can
I'll
look
find
so
it.
your screen doesn't go away.
I got it. Here it is.
It's like I was telling Kyle earlier, Dennis, for whatever reason, Joe Woods could game plan for Lamar Jackson. And it seemed like that was it.
Dude, literally. It's like,
Like-
it's like we brought him over to the game plan for Lamar and that was it.
we hit 4 interceptions. I think 2 last year. I'm gonna need to see those stats come up because I can't. remember
come
exactly the
on.
game.
I had him.
Like we give this guy fits, and I mean Odell, is he gonna play? Gus Edwards concussed. Justice Hill's hurt. They got linemen hurt.
But
I mean
there's
their
so
defense
many
is another story.
injuries. It's pretty insane.
I really do feel bad from like a competitive standpoint. Like you want to see the best.
All right.
wish they were
All right,
healthy.
I found it. Last year, aside from the game where he threw 4 passes, he was 9 of 16, 120 yards, 10 carries for 59 yards, and he was also sacked 3 times. And then the year before, in the one meeting, because he only threw 4 passes in the other meeting, he was 20 of 32, 165 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 picks, and 2 sacks. Yes, I know people are going to say, oh, but we lost that game. Yep, we did. Terrible quarterback play. But the defense balled out, and we always have.
Well-
we played Lamar well.
You know why we lost that game? You can say the quarterback,
Baker.
but this stat line is what. If this defense is for real, this is not going to look anything like this. 17 carries, 68 yards. Cannot have
Yep.
that.
Right.
Nope.
Especially with a kicker like Justin Tucker. If our offense is struggling, 3 points is going to be big. And
Exactly.
Tucker's dialed in from 60 in. He's just throwing darts.
Yep.
You just got to assume they're getting 3 points every time they cross the 50.
And I think there's a stat out there from the first week when you pressure Lamar, or on passes when he was not pressured, he was like 10 of 14 for 170 yards. And when he was pressured, he was 1 of 5 for like 3 sacks and 2 interceptions. If you get after him, which we tend to do, he's going to struggle.
Yeah, he's gonna panic a
And
little bit.
Lamar's still going to make plays. He's going to fly around and going to have that one breakaway where you're like, wow, who is this guy? But that's how guys like him are.
And it looks like we got a quarterback who can do that too.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and they have I can't remember the stat I saw about their pass rush, but it was not good. It was something about their D. They're up front. Like I remember how excited they were for
Adafe Awe.
Adafe and Asai. Joseph
Yep.
Asai, is that his name?
The Jabo.
Yep.
Or Ajabo maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
They've been injured, and when they play, they just. When they picked that, I'm like, I don't think either guy is going to be anything crazy, and they've just not. I mean, they got injuries to every level. Warden said, our boy Warden, shout out Warden. What do you think is one thing the defense can improve on, and what is something the offense does really well? I will say the one thing the defense can improve on, I will tell you Sunday evening if they can contain Lamar Jackson on the feet. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm not worried about, knock on wood, I'm not worried about him knifing up our secondary. They've given me reason to believe I can trust them. I think the Ravens receivers are, like
They really just got Zay Flowers, to be honest.
right.
I just don't. I don't see how through 3 games so far.
Mark Andrews.
What can you
Mark
complain
Andrews.
about? They've allowed like the 3rd fewest yards in the NFL since like
They've allowed
97 or something.
They've allowed one bad play.
Literally, it was George Pickens, and it was just a busted coverage.
Yeah, fluke play.
It's crazy that's a really hard question to answer. What is one thing the defense can improve on?
That's insane to have to even answer that. Like, to not
Maybe
have
you could say pass interference calls. I feel like maybe we got a couple here and there, but I don't even.
The only
I don't think
thing
pass interference calls are that bad.
right.
The only thing I would maybe say is finishing the play and getting sacks. Like we've been so
Yeah.
close so many times, and a lot of that's a
That's true.
testament to you got a good pass rusher, you're gonna get the ball out in 2.5 seconds or less. But there's been plays where we should have and maybe had him behind the line of scrimmage. Other than that, that's just nitpicking.
Turnovers. We could get more turnovers.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yep.
get more turnovers. Yeah.
We've had a
That's a
couple
good
drop
one.
picks. Had a couple
Yep.
tips where guys weren't really having their head on a swivel. You had a few plays here and there where, like Kyle said, you could finish off a play. But I mean, they're flying around so much that your ends and your pass rush is gonna kind of come in a little too hot.
At that point, it's almost just getting greedy. Like that's just
But
me
you
being,
can't-
make every play.
Yeah.
Nope.
But you can't get too greedy. You can't get too greedy and play too fast against Lamar.
Nope.
That's the one guy you got to slow down, chop your feet, make the play.
And then
You don't
the
need home
second
runs
part of
against him, just contain him.
the second part of that question with the offense, I think one thing we haven't really seen is the deep ball. Marquise Goodwin, I think that's coming.
I don't even care who it is at this point.
Exactly. Like somebody's gonna get it.
Like you saw that one quote unquote deep ball to Amari Cooper, and he's just standing wide open in the end zone. But if you get wide open like that, pretty much every quarterback in the league is going to make that throw. Not that it's obviously still a good play.
Right.
Well, and people were like, he underthrew it. I'm like, dude, a throw like that, I don't give a shit if you underthrow him.
He's
threw a
standing
soft,
right there.
conservative ball. He wasn't trying to throw a dart like Baker used to throw those darts up the seam 500 miles per hour.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Like,
Just loft it in there.
There's no one within 20 yards. I don't care what you do. Just throw the ball up in the air like you're playing
You
catch
caught
with your
as a
buddy.
TD. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Week 1, I felt good. Week 2, I felt awful. Week 3, I felt really good. Week 4, I'm feeling good. I don't know if that means anything. How are you feeling, Dennis?
I feel great, man. I think Baltimore, they never scared me even before the injuries. Like, I mean, they're always kind of find a way to win, I guess, because they got Justin Tucker and they kind of got some fluke wins, like a couple years, like.
Like
But
the craziest
yeah,
wins ever.
yeah, no, like even I mean, I think they kind of got to taste their own medicine last week, off of
100%.
like
That's a
I kind
game
of
they always win.
yeah, exactly. So I think we should win. I mean, I don't see why not. Like their offense isn't as like that special. They're missing guys. Their defense, their pass rush isn't as good as the guys we already played this first 3 games. Like
Not
I
even
feel like
close.
Watson, yeah, and the DBs like not. I mean, they're not. They don't have their best guys out there. Like I feel like Watson could have another good game. Like everybody
And
else should.
people can say this doesn't matter, but you think in the back of the offensive line's head for the Browns, they're not gonna be like, I remember what Clowney said. I remember what Clowney did when he was last year. He quit on us. If you don't think that's gonna give you a little extra pep in your step to just want to take that guy out of the play, not hurt him, but just make it so he's not effective. Run him out of
Right.
bounds every play. Just make it so he's not getting to the quarterback.
Yep. We'll see.
Yeah, I saw Teller said something like, "Clowney's my boy. Like, I love that guy." Blah blah blah. But that all changes once you're lined up across from him.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling. We didn't do score predictions last week, and we said we were gonna start waiting just because it's not worth predicting a score on Tuesday. So much changes, injuries, blah blah blah. But I'm feeling like the way we left week one on the first episode. We kind of all closed out like, is this team different? Can they go win this game? Can they do this? Can they be consistent? I feel like we're back in the same boat. They should win this game. They're favored. The
Yep.
Ravens are injured. They're coming into Cleveland. We need to. I would love to leave Cleveland undefeated if that's possible. Like, it's just different at home. They were feeding off that energy. It was wild. The stadium was crazy. Like, we were there. It was so awesome. But
It
like,
was so awesome.
we have every reason to win this game. Go win the game.
Win
Show
this.
things are different. Put together a streak. Show some consistency. We've struggled with that so much in the past.
Yep.
Win this game. Go into the bye week. I hate that the bye is this early, by the way, but go into the bye week on a win. It's always better off a win. Then you got San Francisco after the bye. That's the toughest game all year, but you're riding some momentum off 2 straight wins. You'll take that.
Is that game? That game's at home too.
Yep. It
Yeah,
is.
I think 5 of our first 7 are at home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
and I
are.
mean, God forbid any injuries happen and stuff. But like, I got to see who San Fran plays the week before. But they could be traveling and banged up, and we should be fresh. Like, we have. I don't know what the line's going to be for that game. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be close. It's going to be a close line. We
Yep,
might
it
be the
is.
slight underdog. I don't even know. If we come out and kick the Ravens' ass and the 49ers have a mix up, like, at the end of the day, and I don't want to jump ahead, like, Brock Purdy is not Peyton Manning, Like,
Right.
he's not an
No.
elite quarterback in this league. And our defense is good enough to where teams with just mid subpar quarterback play, like, they could really have issues with us.
Yep.
Here's a fun little scenario that was floating around on Twitter today. People were saying the 2 guys that potentially could win out in Denver, Garrett Bowles, you saw what he said. He said he's been there
Yeah.
7 years. He's tired of losing. And then you saw Jerry Jeudy, the name everyone thought we were going to get instead of Elijah Moore. Is that something that's maybe possible? What do we think? Especially with the way Jed Wills has looked.
I would say Bowles would be. I mean, when you think about putting together a puzzle, how many pieces are missing from our puzzle?
Exactly.
Left tackle, and that's it.
I mean, you could say running back now, I guess.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm
Chubb's
taking I'm
out.
taking that left tackle.
That's it. That's the big. Our puzzle is just like 95% put together, and there's one big piece missing, and
That's
it's
the
that.
piece.
And I do think people have always been too hard on him because, like I was joking last week, he just looks like he just flails his arms and looks like a pouty baby. If he didn't do that, it would just be so much better for him.
Right.
But like, we saw that Rams game, bro. There are worse tackles out there, I promise.
Oh
Trey
yeah.
Hendrickson
Yeah.
was basically just running a 40-yard dash straight to the quarterback off the edge, and no one. I felt bad for Matt Stafford. He was
Yeah,
getting
it was pretty
crushed.
bad the last
And-
night.
Whew, he was getting
And
crushed.
maybe part of that is because I think the NFL there's not as many good tackles as there are good pass rushers. It's just
Yeah.
there just isn't. It's a lot harder to find a stud left tackle or even right tackle than it is to find an edge rusher that's going to be productive and give you 6, 7, 8 sacks.
Yep.
It's almost like a weird sign from the football gods that for all those years of misery and terror, we had the best left tackle maybe that's ever played. And then now we got everything but that left tackle we need. Like, why couldn't Joe
Yep.
Thomas be like 5 years younger? I mean, at this point, 7, 8 years younger. Just putting a guy, if freaking Joe Thomas was on this team, dude, that would be unfair.
You got your gold jacket, Joe. Come back. We need you.
Yeah,
Right.
he need to put on about 120 more pounds again, though.
Go
Exactly.
hit up your Mission Barbecue in Canton. They'll get you right.
Hell
Like
yeah.
I want in Parma too.
Hell yeah.
Dude. I still gotta try that place out. I never tried that out.
You never had it. It's really good.
Dude, Kyle told, I think Kyle, you had it, haven't you?
Yeah, the one down in Canton.
Maybe we'll go there in the next week or so. Maybe if the Browns win, we'll go there, try it out. But I mean, yeah, man, I'm feeling good. They should, like we said, they should win. They're favored for a reason. Vegas expects another close game, but they expected a close game last week and we won by 24.
Right.
So like, these things aren't for certain, and
Here's
it's so important to build on every win, and they have a chance to really build on a win and get, like Kyle said, going to the bye week off 2 great wins. Like they're gonna be buzzing like crazy.
yep.
Game's gonna go crazy.
Here's a fun little scenario just to float around. Someone said, I know it's early, but how many potential Pro Bowlers do you think this defense could have? And I think Myles Garrett, he's a lock. Probably one of the corners. That's 2. Not that the Pro Bowl matters, but just for the sake of discussion. Grant Delpit, maybe?
Yeah.
I
JOK.
think you could see two, maybe 3 all pros, not just Pro Bowlers.
Right.
It's a long season, bro. Gotta temper expectations.
Oh, for sure. I'm just talking about pure potential.
Yeah, I mean potential for sure. And then, like we were saying earlier, like there's gonna be some uncomfortable conversations with money. But
It's a good problem to
Andrew
have.
yeah, it is,
Yep.
and Andrew Barry makes it look like monopoly out there. So
He does.
we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, man, a chance to go 3-1 in the bye week, like we said, buzzing on a high. I expected at this point, and expectations with the Browns have been sketchy in the past, and like we're saying, just like week 1 going into week 2, go win the game. You should win. It's a divisional game. I mean, they already dropped one against the Steelers. Now you got to split with Pittsburgh. You don't want to be in a position where you have to win in Pittsburgh or versus Pittsburgh, and you have to win at Baltimore going later in the year. Like
Right.
they got to grab this one. That's going to take a lot of stress off later in the season. And like when it comes down to it, you want to put that pressure on going into Baltimore. They're going to have the expectations, and they're going to need that win. And maybe it's dangerous to look ahead like that, but I mean, these early divisional games to go 2-1, fine with me. I didn't expect to go 3-0 in them,
Nope.
but I don't want to go 1-2.
Exactly.
You just don't
Certainly
want
not.
those, you don't, and you beat the Titans. I don't know if they'll be in the wild card conversation. They kind of looked bad. I'll be honest. I don't expect them to, but they somehow always find their way back. So they might get healthy, go on a run, and be in that wild card scenario. And now we got that win over them. Like these wins matter a lot more in the last quarter of the season there when things start getting put together for the playoffs and the wild card picture and whatnot.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I think that's it. Go show love.
I know earlier we mentioned our BetJack boost. So if you're not familiar, the boys have a BetJack boost where we pick a sponsor bet for the Browns each week. I'll drop the link in the subscription to the video, or if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, I'll make sure that's there. If you want to follow along, let's win some money together this Browns season.
Yeah, as always, follow the socials. We got our names up there. More for you in the bottom. Dialed in pod. Not really using the Dialed in pod page much, but just gonna keep it for questions and whatnot. Might as well. Doesn't hurt anything. Like I said last week, let's go 3-1. Let's get another big win. Let's build on it. Let's really start taking the leap. This team's ready for it. I'm all in with Kevin. I'm happy with him. He's gonna have some mix-ups here and there. Don't care. The vibes are good. I haven't been able to say that much in my Browns fandom. Um, yeah, this team's ready to make the jump. So going
Big
going
big
big
week.
week. Going 3-1 off the Ravens. That's a jump right there. That's a jump. So if they're for real, I think they are. I think we come out with the win, going to the bye week on a high, and we go from there. Um, that's all we got for now. We'll catch y'all next time. Go Browns, baby.
Go Browns.
Go Browns.